Need for Speed Heat is one of the most iconic games of the entire series, with beautiful graphics and amazing gameplay mechanics. But the game is not perfect, and there are several core issues and things that you must know before you buy it. But in case you've never seen the game before, Need for Speed Heat is a fast-paced racing game set in a vibrant, dynamic open-world environment inspired by Miami. Now in this game, you'll race during the day but also at night. You are a street racer, and you are there to build your reputation, earn cash, and customize your dream car. The ultimate goal of the game is therefore to become the top racer. The game is split in two distinct phases, the day and night. So during the day, you'll participate in legal racing events to earn money and upgrade your car. Or when the sun goes down, the game will shift to underground street racing. We can earn reputation points by outrunning both the rivals but also the police force. But in terms of the main gameplay, it is all about doing races, earning money, and building your reputation as a top street racer. And if you love a more arcade-style racing with fast-paced action and intense police chases, this game is right up your alley. So during the day, you'll compete in sanctioned events that allow you to earn money. These races are held on closed circuits, and winning them rewards you with cash you can spend on new cars, parts, and even cosmetic upgrades. These races during the day are way more controlled and less risky, and the consequences for losing are less severe. However, the focus shifts dramatically at night. You will switch to illegal street races, where the stakes are much higher. Winning these street races will earn you reputation points, which are crucial for progressing through the game and unlocking higher tier cars and events. However, as you race at night, you also attract the attention of the police, who can become increasingly aggressive the more you break the law. This creates a really thrilling environment where you not only have to try and win the race, but also evade the cops. Or when you first start playing the game, you would want to focus on learning the game mechanics, getting a good feel for the controls and the basic car handling. However, as you get more advanced, you would need to learn the mechanics of car performance, selecting different types of tires, and customizing the nitrous boost. So the deeper you go into the game, the more complex the customization and tuning options become, where you can fine-tune your car to match every racing style. And that brings me to my next point, the car customization. And it is extensive, where you can modify everything from your car's appearance to its performance, which won't only just affect your car looks, but also how it handles in different race conditions. Then on top of it, you add the day-night cycle that add a ton of depth to the gameplay, as you must decide when to race and how far to push your luck at night. The police chases are a really good element of unpredictability and challenge, constantly keeping you on your toes and adding a good layer of excitement. So as you can tell, all these systems work really well together to create a game that is both engaging but also replayable. You have the constant progression of earning money and reputation, unlocking new cars, and pushing your skills in both legal and illegal races, ensuring there's always something new to strive for. And that brings me to my next point, the game's progression system. And it is all about building reputation, earning money, and unlocking new cars, parts, and customizations. But in the early game, you start with a basic car, and then join in easier races to earn your first few upgrades. The focus here is on learning the mechanics, getting a feel for the different types of races, and beginning to customize your car. As you then progress, you earn money and level up. You'll unlock way more powerful cars and better parts, really allowing you to compete in the tougher races with high rewards. As you then get into the more mid-game and even end-game, the races are way more challenging, with higher stakes both in terms of reward but also risks. At this point, you will need to have a finely tuned car and a deep understanding of the game's mechanics to succeed. This endgame is all about pushing your limits during the hardest events and outrunning all the cops at night. The sense of progression is therefore quite good, as you can see and feel the improvement in your car and your own racing skills as you climb the leaderboard. Now, I want to go way deeper into some of the best features of the game, and the first one has to be the open world environment. The game world is large, with very diverse areas to explore, anywhere from the urban streets to the off-road trails and even coastal highways. This also encourages a lot of exploration, but at your own pace. So whether you're searching for hidden collectibles, testing out new cars, the map is filled with different types of events and challenges that keeps the gameplay varied and gives you plenty of reasons to explore. The open world nature of the game also means you can encounter dynamic events, police chases as you move through the city. So as you can tell, exploration has massive benefits, as you will come across useful items like new parts, customization options, and even other rewards that help you in your progression. And it's truly one of the best things about the game. Another great feature is the car customization, where you can truly personalize your vehicle to an impressive degree. You can modify almost every aspect of your car, from the engine and performance parts to the visual design. This could be the paint, the decals, and even body kits, which not only make your car feel unique, but will also affect its overall performance in different races, adding a good layer of strategy to the game. And you might think with all these different game mechanics that the game is quite complex and difficult, but it's actually not too bad. And that brings me to my next point, the game's difficulty. And it's actually quite balanced, and works quite well for the new player, but also more experienced in racing games. Now the game won't exactly hold your hand, but it does provide enough guidance and gradual progression to help new players get accustomed to the mechanics. The early races are relatively easy, giving you a good chance to learn the controls, get a feel for the car handling, and understand the basic gameplay, but without being overwhelming. As you then progress throughout the game, the difficulty will ramp up, where even the most experienced player can have massive issues with the aggressive AI drivers. A concrete example of this is when you win a night race, and then immediately get pursued by the cops. The longer you stay in that chase, the more intense it becomes, with more police units, roadblocks, and even spike strips. And if you're not careful, you could end up losing a big portion of your hard-earned reputation points if you get caught. So as you can tell, the game can be played by the casual but also more hardcore player, while the casual player can enjoy the game by focusing on the daytime races and gradually upgrading their cars without diving too deep, while the hardcore player on the other hand can really push their limits in the nighttime races, where the risk but also the rewards are way higher. But the casual and hardcore player will have something in common, and that's the massive focus on the trial and error approach. And while the game does have basic tutorials, a lot of the more complex and deeper mechanics will have to be learned through playing, and that is especially true in terms of the police chases, where you'll need to learn when to take risks and when to play it safe to avoid getting caught. So while the game does not have traditional difficulty settings like easy or hard, your approach to the way you play the game will naturally define that difficulty. And overall, the game strikes a pretty good balance in terms of difficulty, where it is accessible enough for new players to pick up and enjoy, but also offers plenty of challenges for those who want to test their skills. Now, let's talk about the game's graphics, the sound and atmosphere. And as you can tell by this video, the graphics are truly stunning in a very immersive world, where the graphics are vibrant and detailed, really capturing the game world with impressive realism. The game's environments, anywhere from the urban downtown areas to the open highway and off-road trails, are also beautifully crafted, making every race visually exciting. And the transition between day and night further enhances the overall atmosphere, giving the city a lively and ever-changing feel. The game's sound design is equally as top-notch, with the roaring engines, the screeching tires, and the blare of police sirens, really adding to the overall intensity of the races. So together, the graphics, the sound and music create a really compelling atmosphere that really pulls you into the game world. Now with that being said, the game is not perfect, and there are several pros and cons that we must cover. The first pro has to be the very dynamic day and night cycle. The game almost offers a 2-in-1 experience, where in the daytime you do classic races to earn money, and then at nighttime you do illegal street races to build your reputation. And this dynamic flow between the two adds a really compelling layer of strategy to the gameplay, as you need to balance the risk and rewards of racing at different times. The next pro has to be the extensive car customization. This game will truly allow you to customize your car completely, anywhere from performance upgrades to visual modifications. This feature therefore gives a ton of freedom, where you can create your own car to reflect your personal style and even enhance your racing capabilities. And the final pro is the immersive graphics and the sound design. The game's vibrant visuals and the very dynamic weather effects bring this fictional world to life, then coupled with the high energy soundtrack and the realistic sound effects that really create an engaging atmosphere that pulls you into the world of street racing. And now for the cons. The first con is a somewhat repetitive gameplay. So despite the variety of different race types, the core gameplay loop can feel repetitive after a while, especially if you're at that point where you just have to grind for money or reputation, which usually happens later on in the game. And the other con has to be the overly aggressive police AI. So at the higher heat levels, the police can become extremely aggressive, which can be very difficult but also frustrating, especially if you're a newer player, as getting caught can result in significant loss in reputation and progress. And while the overall racing and being pursued by the police is fun, it can also be really frustrating at times. But with all that said, let's grade the game. A Need for Speed Heat, or it's a solid 8 out of 10, and for several reasons. First is the very exciting gameplay, the immersive world, and the extensive customization. The game really captures the thrill of street racing with its dynamic day-night cycle, offering a really good mix of legal races during the day and high-stakes adrenaline-pumping street races at night. Additionally, the detailed car customization is a standout feature, where you can truly customize your car to your own unique style, both in terms of performance but also appearance. And it is this level of personalization, combined with the game's vibrant visuals, that makes every race feel engaging and fresh. However, the game is not without its drawbacks. The overly aggressive police chases at night can sometimes be more frustrating than fun, especially for a new player who will struggle a lot in learning how to escape. Additionally, while the game offers a variety of race types, the core gameplay loop can feel quite repetitive over time, especially if you're just grinding for money or reputation. But in conclusion, if you're looking for a new game with arcade-style racing, intense police chases, and deep car customization, the Need for Speed Heat is simply a must-buy game for you, and it's absolutely worth your time and money. For more amazing games, click here.